Now this man said, I want to prove to the world that this energy which is not known to science, which is called occult energy, can also do wonderful things. So he created the laboratory. This was the best laboratory in America. He created a laboratory where he had these HeLa cells, 500 specimens, all irradiated with gamma ray. Within 2 weeks, the cells become cancer. So they all became cancer. Then he called the pranic healers and said, now pray for these cells and make them normal. Imagine that. This is a very elaborate experiment. I am just giving you the gist because for want of time, because I have been given 45 minutes. And now this Joey Jones experiment, the pranic healers came. They came there and they sat there for an hour and said, we can't do that. He said, why? Your laboratory is very dirty. He said, my laboratory is dirty. It's got the first rank in America. And I am the best laboratory in America. They said, that may be your concern. How there are bad elements, bad forces in your laboratory. We will have to eliminate them. So he said, okay, do that. It will take us 1 week, they said. So 1 week they sat there to clean the laboratory. At the end of which, Dalai Lama was visiting the University of Irvine in California. So when he came near this laboratory, he said, there's a nice place here, I want to go in. So he went in, never came out for 2 hours. The president's representative, everybody was waiting outside, Dalai Lama would not come out. When he came out, he said, look, I had the most tranquil place in the world to meditate. I meditated for 2 hours. I don't have to meditate for another month. I'll be free. That was the power. At the end, the pranic healer sat there and healed the cells. What Joey Jones has done is to see that none of the known energies enter the cells. So he put a Faraday box. If any one of you know physics, if you put a Faraday box, no known energy can enter that area. To be doubly sure, he put a lead cover and then said, okay, now pray. You would be surprised, at the end of 2 days, 88% of the cells became normal. 88% of the cells became normal. Now, any conventional scientist would have been so happy because in science, 51% is success. But Joey was unhappy. He said, no, why 88? Why not 100%? What have those cells, 12% cells done? Then he said, those cells must have done some papa in the last. So we must do something to remove that. Do you know what he did? There were 3 observers from the NIH which had funded this study, and they wanted to see what this hocus pocus is all about, because conventional science doesn't accept this. He called those 3 people, like madam, and said, come on, write a check for $100. Your own money, not NIH money, your own money, tax paid money, not black money, and then give it for a charity to Sai Seva Sangh. While giving, pray that the good karma of my giving shall go to these cells. And lo and behold, when the experiment was repeated, 100% of the cells became normal. This was the first ever study done on the karma effect in a laboratory of the highest order. Of course, that is one story. The other story is the NIH sued him, saying that he has been doing all this, which is not science, and he lost his job. Can you believe that? He was dismissed as a professor of radiology, radiotherapy. And Joey became very sick because he felt very bad, and soon he died. And his wife still has this data, and she is asking me to publish the data. We've got to publish the data. You know, this is how the truth works in the world. So, you and I have just got an obligation, a duty to help others to survive in this world. Otherwise, your survival is absolutely useless. Because the greatest sin a man can commit is ingratitude. So, gratitude for the germs that have given us life, to give it back to someone else so that the germs will be happy. So, doing something for others is not just for seva, it's not for anything, it is your duty. So, each one of us has to do it in his own way. Because I can't donate 1 crore rupees or 25 crores of rupees like Reddy Garu, or I can't donate like Madam. But I can do something, you know, in my own way. Supposing I have 1 rupee, I can give 4 annas to you. That doesn't hurt. It's in giving that you get, said Jesus Christ. And this is where every philosophy, every religion preaches the same thing. Tena, tyaktena, bunjitaha, said the Isha Upanishad. Isha vasamidam sarvam. Everything belongs to God. It doesn't. You are only a trustee. Supposing I have this pen in my pocket. The pen doesn't belong to me. I only have that pen now. I am a trustee of that. And I can't take this pen when I go away. I can't leave it behind also. So, what I can certainly do is share it. And that is called charity, not charity. Charity is a bad word. Charity is giving something. You become big and he becomes small. Charity, S-H-A-R-I-T-Y. That should be the essence of human life. That is one aspect of it. Now I'll tell you, what benefit do you get by doing that? What benefit do you get by doing that? You may say, okay, why should I do that? Because we always think, what is in it for me? Lot of people do charity for getting a photo in the paper. I had a very interesting meeting about a month ago where a chief guest was supposed to come. He didn't come. He came late. Usually the VIPs come late, because if you come late, you are waited for. So this man came so late that they introduced all the guests in the beginning. And this man was also introduced. Introduction was, Mr. X is so and so. He gave 1 crore to this school, 2.5 crores to that school, 3 crores to this school, for 25 lakhs to this school, and this list came. So ultimately, when the whole thing was finishing, he walks in. So everybody gets up and claps and all. And he sits. Then they say, Mr. So and so has come. He will say a few words. Then he said, introduce me. Then I told him, sir, you are introduced in your absence. So, no, once more, let them. Same list was read out again. So this is not charity. This is giving for giving's sake to get benefit out of it. No. But what is the benefit that accrues by if you really help others? When you help others, you will be helped. You didn't know that. Christine, an American poet, has said, if love is what you give away, love is what comes back each day. It's like a mirror. You give love, it hits the mirror and reflects back on you. If you want happiness, a lot of people say, I want happiness, I want to go to the Guru, I'll go there, I'll do meditation, I'll sit and do pranayama. No. Just give happiness to another person. Happiness will come in search of you. So another person in need, you can give happiness in any way you like. You can help him, you can teach him, you can donate money to him, you can build a house for him. Anything you do, it comes back to you with added interest, compound interest. So your duty, your obligation is for giving. Now what is the benefit you get on yourself? You would be surprised. Ayurveda said, Dhata, giving is the best tonic for health. Ayurveda so beautifully said how to survive a healthy life. Hita, mita, ahara, sevi. Very simple, you can understand that. Eat in moderation what you like to eat. Not that, I don't want fat, I don't want sugar, all that rubbish will only kill you. Just eat what you love, but in moderation. Samikshakari, work very hard. A lot of people think working is bad. Wives are worried that my husband is working. If your husband loves his work, remember that, mark my words, if your husband loves his work, he can work for 24 hours with good health. But if he hates his work and doing it for the salary, then if he works for more than 8 hours, he will have all diseases. So love your work, and if you love your work, you can work any length of time. It is laziness that kills. If you sit quietly in a place for 1 hour, your lifespan comes down by half a day. That 1 hour if you work, it will go up by 2 days. So Samikshakari. Then it says, Data, be a giver, not a taker. Samaha, treat everyone as equal. Many times you have this habit. If the big man comes, he says, sir. And a small comes, hey, like that. You are a very bad man. Eh? You must treat both as equal, because he was born like you and the other man was also born like you. He will die like you and the other man also die like you. Why the difference in the middle? Only thing is, you had a probably better opportunity and you came up in life. He didn't have opportunity, he didn't come up in life. Otherwise, B.H. Lawrence so beautifully said, our ingress into this world was naked and bare. Our progress in this world is trouble but care for others. Our egress from this world will be nobody knows where. If you do well here, you will do well there. So now don't worry about heaven and hell and worry about death and things like that. Nothing to worry. Heaven and hell are both here. You saw some hell which has become heaven. Who transformed it? The what do you call yourselves? House makers. That's a beautiful word. House makers. I don't like the word, I am a housewife. You are not a housewife, you are a housemaker. The highest job in the world. A, you have no holidays. You are 24/7 on duty. You are on call all the time. And you have to look after your husband, your wife, or whoever it is, and your children. And you have got to be worried all the time. You got to be a doctor, you got to be a nurse, you got to be a midwife, you got to be everybody. And that's a great responsibility. And for all that, you don't get paid. That's the beauty of it. So, these people who make a house, they don't make a house. I would say homemakers. Because house is built with bricks, home is built with love. There's a difference. So, all these homemakers who call themselves under the banner of Satya Sai, they have made a heaven out of hell. See those children? They are all now there in heaven. And I saw that beautiful food served to them. Clean food with the banana leaf on top of the plate. And so nice, everything, even the hygienic things are looked after, because plate cannot be kept very clean. You wash it and dry it. With a banana leaf on top, it's absolutely perfect. Because this is the healthiest way to eat, because a banana leaf has not been used by anyone else earlier. The plate has been used by so many people. The Westerners always have the fork and a spoon to eat. We eat with our fingers. One ICS officer, very famous ICS officer, was living in a lady's house in Edinburgh when he was doing his ICS. So the lady was finding fault with him for not using his fork and spoon. One day she said, "Mr. So-and-so, you must learn to use the fork and spoon, otherwise your ICS training is not complete." He said, "Madam, I use my hands." "Oh, they're dirty hands." "No, madam, I wash my hands." No, but even then it's dirty. Look at my fork and spoon." She said, "Madam, your fork and spoon have gone into so many mouths. My hand has gone only into my mouth." What a beautiful idea. So all that is done for these children, and you look into every detail of that. I must congratulate Aruna and her gang. Let me call them the gang. Wonderful ladies, I tell you. I had a pleasant surprise this morning at 7:30 in the airport. I see this pleasant young lady, Durga, with all smiles, smiles. The mouth was going from this ear to this ear. And since that time till now, I have not felt any unease here, because everybody is so nice. That shows your culture. Do you know what culture is? You think culture is dance, drama, jumping about. No. Culture is what you do when no one looks at you. Remember that? Culture is what you do when no one looks at you. And that's you. And that you, I want to be a good you, like the Satya Sai girls and ladies. I can call them girls, yes. Girls here. May their tribe increase. May this go on for hundreds. And may this Sangha do its work as long as the moon and the sun shine on this planet. And may Sai's name bless them for all times to come.